Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fancy Sip Review. Today on the Fancy Sip Review, I'm going to be trying the newest product made by Las Vegas supplement company Ghost. The drink that I'm going to be reviewing today is going to be the Ghost Warheads Sour Black Cherry. And I want to make note that in the past, I have reviewed a lot of the Ghost ready to drink energy drinks on my channel. And I will say, in terms of flavor, I do think Ghost usually does bring their A game when it comes to these partnered energy drinks. There's other companies like C4 that tries making drinks that are supposed to be like what the product they're working with is supposed to be. But I do think Ghost usually hits the mark a lot better than these other companies. I won't say that Ghost usually partners with the best products, as I'm a big Hawaiian Punch fan, and it would be cool to see Ghost partner with them, even though somebody already has. But yeah, I just want to say I do have high expectations for this drink. And before I even try this, I do want to bring up a point that I learned relatively recently that I did not know. In terms of the energy drink landscape, you have your top dog, which is Monster. Monster owns a lot of other energy drink companies like NOS and Full Throttle, and recently they bought Bang, where I thought that Ghost was its own individual company, which at a point it was. But last year, at around the end of the year, Ghost was bought out by Dr. Pepper, and I went into looking up Dr. Pepper and what companies they own. Believe it or not, Dr. Pepper owns as many energy drinks almost as Monster does. Dr. Pepper also makes A-Shock as well as C4, and now they have Ghost, so they're getting up there with Monster as being a monopoly of energy drinks. Sadly, Dr. Pepper and Keurig also owns Venom, so after they spent $1 billion buying the Ghost brand, I don't think you're going to be owning your Venom for 99 cents ever again. But with all of that said, what makes the Ghost energy drink so popular with fitness influencers outside of just the flavors being marketed towards children? Well, in terms of the ingredients, they seem to be pretty healthy as opposed to drinks like Monster, NOS, and Full Throttle. On the nutrition facts, you are getting 15 calories, 30 milligrams of sodium, 3 grams of carbohydrates, and no protein. 15 calories, but what you are getting is you are getting 100% of your daily vitamin C, your vitamin B6, your vitamin B3, as well as vitamin B12. So you are getting 4 of your daily vitamins just from this energy drink. The ingredients in this are carbonated water, citric acid, natural and artificial flavor, L-carnitine, L-tartrate, taurine, malic acid. So it's going to be pretty sour and destroy your teeth and gums. Tartric acid, caffeine, sucralose is your sweetener, sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, both preservatives, alpha glycerol, phosphorylcholine, which sounds cool, ascorbic acid, acetylphane potassium, coffee fruit extract, which is what I think your caffeine is going to come from, niacinamide, astragalus membranacus root extract, Panax noto ginseng root extract. That sounds Asian and cool. Pyridoxal 5-phosphate and methylcoblamine. So you're getting some coblamine in this. But what is the Ghost Energy Complex? Well, you're getting your Carnipure, which is L-carnitine and L-tartrate, 1,000 milligrams. You're getting your taurine at 1,000 milligrams, your natural caffeine coming from coffee at 200 milligrams, your alpha GPC, 150 milligrams. That's kind of what Ghost used to advertise, was that alpha GPC. Your neurofactor coffee fruit extract, which is 100 milligrams, and astrogen, which sounds like space alcohol, 25 milligrams. There's also a cool little infographic that tells you the ingredients if you don't want to waste your time reading what you're going to put into your body. But I'm going to show off the can real quick if you're interested in that. So here we have the Ghost sour black cherry front of the can. Over here, you are getting your infographic, which hasn't changed in like a year or two. Same ingredients. I will say about the same ingredients, it is good that Dr. Pepper hasn't been skimming on the ingredients that made this brand popular with fitness influencers. And finally, here is the ingredients. I don't think that will be picked up for some reason. Nah, it's not going to be picked up. But honestly, why would you get your information on ingredients from a YouTube channel with 20 views if you could just either go to a store and read the can or just go to their official site? Who knows? So, with all that out of the way, this drink has already been opened since I had an issue in the past trying to make this video in which there was a lot of clipping, but second try, it will succeed. So, I'm going to pour this drink now. It's a pretty cool looking fancy sip cam spot for the video. So here we go. We have the Ghost Sour Black Cherry. As you can tell, it looks the same as every other Ghost. It is a relatively clear beverage. You would think a drink called Ghost would have no color in it, but there is a little bit of color coming from that coffee bean extract, which is where the caffeine is coming from for this drink, the 200 milligrams. There's not much carbonation coming from the bottom of this. So what does this drink smell like? How is the nose of this drink? Is this a full-bodied wine type of an energy drink? Is this a very light type of a drink? Is this a Moscato? Is this a port wine? Well, on the nose, this kind of smells like you're at a dentist office or something like that. It is a very sour, artificial type of a smell. It doesn't really smell like a Warhead, but I don't know. I haven't been a 5-year-old in a while. I don't remember what a Warhead smells like. I don't know what the smell of this is. It doesn't. It kind of smells like a black cherry. What do they call it? A Wishniak, I think it's called. I think black cherry soda is called a Wishniak. I may be completely wrong, but it does smell like a black cherry soda. But this is not what a black cherry soda smells like. It's very sour smelling. So let's see how this is on the mouthfeel of this review. I'm very worried about the malic acid and all of that being in liquid form. Usually, if you're going to be eating candy, sour candy is usually the worst. It's going to rot your teeth away the most. Like sour Skittles, they make my teeth and gums bleed every time I eat it. And I can't imagine what malic acid in liquid form will do to my mouth. But let's see how this sits in the mouth feel of this review. One thing with doing this is like the irony of like pretending I'm looking for stuff in this drink. Doesn't really work without a snifter glass. Drinking out of this big like 2006 era Little John Crunk cup. Yeah, I don't know. It's just look at this. This is like the whole drink and it doesn't fit anything. But on the mouthfeel, it is very reminiscent of the acidity of drinking a liquid version of a Warhead. In terms of the ability to keep this in your mouth without gagging from the sourness, it's relatively difficult. I think that like if you are going in to buy a energy drink that's going to be a like a Warhead drink, and Warhead does sell sodas and beer for some unknown reason. I think that if you were to buy the soda version of this, it would probably be a little bit more in terms of what you would be looking for if you wanted a Warhead flavored drink. But with this, I don't think it's really I think that the sourness is just too much for this kind of a beverage, which I don't know. This is, I will say, probably the worst of the sour ghost flavors, and I hope this isn't a sign of things to come with Dr. Pepper taking over. I will say that the Welch's grape flavor was pretty good, which I had relatively recently, which had to have came out after the purchase of Ghost by Dr. Pepper, but I don't know if I were to review this as the first flavor of 2025. I don't really think it hits the mark that well. And the other two ghost flavors just tasting better. I don't know if this is going to remain a permanent flavor. If they're banking on this to recoup the $1 billion they spent to buy this company, I don't think that this is the best start. It's is weird. Like, as I'm saying, it's just too sour for you to drink this as a black cherry wishniak. And I mean, if you're looking for a sour drink and you want it to be black cherry, I don't know why you would go to this one if you could go to the other Ghost Warhead flavors that taste better, because it just doesn't really taste like what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's good. A lot of the comments I've seen online about this say that it's good, but like if you post anything negative on Reddit, you're gonna get downvoted. So you're kind of forced into the hive mind of supporting everything, or else people will turn on you. And even the context of being an energy drink reviewer, I would get more attention from these companies if I were to support their product rather than be critical. Although obviously there's a lot of negative people online and you can make money off that. But I will say that this is a still drinkable drink. I mean, the Fancy Sipper has a very skewed scale of how reviews work, where a 7 means I like it, but it doesn't really beat anything. I never give anything that's that low of a rating, but it's a very introspective review in which I'm so let down by this drink. I'm now thinking of it just in the context of future energy drinks and what the future will hold for Dr. Pepper, Keurig, and uh, Monster. If they're just going to keep releasing this and it's going to end up being like a G Fuel type situation. And even going into the context of these supplements that are kind of targeted towards kids, while also trying to market itself as a fitness influencer type product. It's really weird to me that Four Loco, which Four Loco's advertising is terrible. If you go to their Twitter or anything, they're just trying to do I'm schmacked era, like college tour, just blackout jokes. But it's really interesting to me that with a drink like Four Loco, which was the equivalent of 4 beers and like an energy drink, that was banned from being able to be sold. But you have companies like G Fuel who are selling 300 milligram energy drinks, which is 2 times almost what a Monster is, and using Crash Bandicoot and Sonic the Hedgehog to advertise the kids. Or I'm sure that's probably going to be more damaging to people than drinking like one like 4 pack in a Monster. But I don't know. I mean, it works on me. The selling point that this was supposed to be a Warhead Sour Black Cherry is pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I were to have to give a number to this drink, I would probably give it like a 7.1, whereas 7 would be passable. I think that this is just passable. It's drinkable. If you're just going to drink this as a sour energy drink, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want a black cherry like Warhead, it doesn't taste like that. But I don't know. It's who knows the era of hoping that your mega company is going to sell you a product that's supposed to be what it's supposed to be is long gone. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm depressed, honestly. I'm sad and caffeinated and sad that this doesn't taste like what I wanted it to. So I have been the fancy sipper. That has been my review of the Ghost Sour Black Cherry Warheads. If you have had this, please leave a comment. Please disagree with me. Please leave me happy thoughts that now that Dr. Pepper owns Ghosts, are not just going to ruin the brand and make it just, I don't know, just nonsense. And then I'm going to have to make my own energy drink company. Maybe I'll reach out to Caffeine Man. Maybe the companies who usually like put money into marketing and advertising, influencers kind of like me will reach out to me and have a smear campaign. Who knows, maybe I'll get a job working for Monster and never disclose it to my subscribers, and you'll just see a shift in what products I like. But until then, I have been the Fancy Sipper. Thank you so much for watching this video, and cheers. Clink.